We are live from Twin Rings Ice Arena for tonight's SHL Game of the Week on YouTube Live. Good evening, everybody, and for the first time in a year and a half, we are live from a local ice arena to bring you hard-hitting high school hockey. In tonight's matchup, Loyola Gold and the Stevenson Patriots. Alongside Tyler Rocky, I am Max Anderson.
I'll just ask you a couple questions.
I am Max Anderson, and between the two of us, we will bring you all the live game action here from Twin Rings. Right now, we're going to send it right down ringside with Tyler Rocky standing by with Loyola co-head coach Scott Sorallo.
All right, Coach, so looking at your team, you got a great performance in net from a young goalkeeper, a senior, but a player who's very new to your program. What does he need to do to keep it going against the Stevenson squad?
Well, we have a different goalie in tonight, Braden Haney, but he's been playing really well too. He's coming off a shutout, so just keep doing what he's doing. He'll be fine.
What makes him good, and what's the reason for the change today?
We're just rotating to start the year, so they're getting every other. He's quick, he's good on his angles, he's got good depth, he plays bigger than his size, so we really like him.
Very early in the season, what do you want to see out of some of your younger players today?
Well, we got some guys out today, so the younger guys have a lot of opportunities, so we just want them to step up, really get in on the forecheck, and play good defensive hockey.
All right, Coach, best of luck today.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you for the report down from Tyler. We're going to take a quick timeout, come back with puck drop in just a second, live from your home for SHL Hockey YouTube Live.
Odo shoots. Oh, deflected out in front of the. Oh, no goal!
Ritter will win. To his wing, shot, score from an unbelievable angle.
Truman had a couple of spectacular saves. Ray shot. Oh, just over the crossbar. What a backhanded pass. He shoots. He scores.
Back live from Twin Rings, where Tyler, I don't know about you, but after 588 days, that's what the SHL network tells me, we're back calling live high school hockey, and it feels pretty darn good.
You can tell the players around there are skating faster. They've got an extra boost in their step right now. So it'll be interesting to see what these first couple of minutes are like with both of these teams.
Testing. Testing. 1, 2. Test. Test. Testing. 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 Back here live from Twin Rings Ice Arena. Apologize for the technical difficulties. Year and a half off.
They don't give us a preseason here
They
to figure
don't.
out any of the kinks of what we're doing
They
here.
toss us right into an elite matchup here. We didn't get to preview it much. Stevenson, Loyola. Loyola very strong here early on. Stevenson, a mixed bag so far to 2-2 in the SHL. Some good wins and some tight losses. But Loyola with sustained pressure here. Back to the point. Cowan shoots, deflected, he scores! I believe in front it was Ryan Boersma who had the deflection. And that'll be his 4th goal on the SHL season. And we're just 2 games in.
And a very impressive start for Boersma. Had the hat trick in the first game, and that's something that this coaching staff really likes that they have in him. One of the veteran senior guys, super skilled player, and he's showing it here just 2 games into the season.
So a quick 1-0 start here for Loyola, who really has high expectations on the season. We'll get into it as we go along on the broadcast. Returning a bunch of meaningful players to this team. Now Stevenson trying to respond. Here's Raphael Biedron, his 3rd year on varsity here for Stevenson. He battles in the corner, spins it around, deflected in front, puck loose in the slot. Slides right past the far side circle. Good stick from Charlie Bain. Off the boards and eventually down. That'll go for an icing. So Stevenson looking to respond here early on. Falling behind 1-0 just 3 minutes into the game.
And a little interesting to see the Patriots, the ones that are a little slow out of the gate. They have more experience right now on this young season. I mean, this is already the 5th game that the Patriots have laced him up for. Meanwhile, on the other side, just game number 2 for this Loyola group.
Now Dylan Jete up off the boards, trying to get it back to the point, intercepted halfway there, and eventually flicked out by Charlie Fritchie. Now a shot into the glove of the Stevenson netminder. 13:03 left here in the first period. 1-0 Loyola. Face off to come in the left circle. It'll be Boersma for Loyola. Face off won by Stevenson, played behind. And Nolan Jones going to try to play it out up the near side boards. Not able to get it out. Kept in by Loyola. They'll keep the pressure on. Now taken away. And finally careened out by Stevenson. Crossing the blue line are the Patriots. 3-on-2. Shot just over the crossbar from Nolan Jones. Now in comes Will Schreiber. Schreiber, another one of those long-time varsity contributors for these Ramblers. Here's a shot from the top of the far side circle. Whiff, but Ryan Cowan able to recover. Drops it down. Boersma, he plays it along to Mikey Latanzio. Battle in the corner, 5 or 6 players together battling, trying to win the puck. Out along the near side board, still a battle back into the corner and in behind. Played by at the point, finally corralled and tripped right below the circle. No call. It was Jack Gustafson. It looked like a stick got between his skates. No call. Now a good hit from Nolan Jones. Knocks Boersma off the puck. And we have a referee down behind the play. Gustafson, the far side referee, collided a little bit as he went to the bench.
So far, a very physical start for Stevenson. Even though they're down on the scoreboard early, you can tell they're the ones that are delivering most of the hits right now in the early going.
Cowan plays it far side, blue line. Bobby Jarfstein gets it there, but intercepted. Loyola drop it back down deep. On comes James Mendelson. He'll put some pressure on behind the Loyola goal, trying to get it back to the near side half boards. But that's Sharfstein that steps in the way. Now a backhanded shot and a tricky little save there from Braden Haney.
And that's good to see in the early going. Braden Haney's first game of the season there, getting that first test and passing it. Sometimes that can be the one that sets the tone for the entire night.
And there really is, you talk to Coach Scott Sorallo before the game, it really is a 1A, 1B situation. I mean, both guys are still battling it out. Not necessarily a number one goaltender right now, although Kieran O'Brien has looked good from all reports, but Braden Haney in a critical SHL matchup here tonight, a chance to make a statement.
Absolutely, and you look at the performance that O'Brien put together in the first game, 14 saves, only let the one goal trickle through, and that, to me, shows his potency as a goalkeeper for this team. But again, you've got a long season. This is just game number 2 on the year for Loyola. They've got a lot of time to figure some things out in this SHL because at the end of the day, you just have to be primed and ready to go once you get to that state tournament time.
You talk about the competition we have here in the SHL this season. At some years there's the top 3 or 4 in the league really dominate and take over the league. Every coach I've talked to so far in preseason talks about the parity that there is in the league this year, that the 7 top teams in the state might all be from the SHL.
And also what goes with it is the fact that there are players that are coming back. There's a lot of unknown right now in this league because of what happened with COVID and everything that's changed since then.
No question, players deciding not to maybe play AA or AAA hockey, staying home to play with their friends in this crazy environment that we're currently living in, and it's really led to a higher level of competition to play here in the SHL. Puck played deep. It'll be Latanzio. In behind, hard pass to Fritchie. Had a little bit of trouble handling, and now we'll bring it out. Cross ice pass. Shot misses just wide. That's Hilton with the number 6 jersey, not on our roster. Always interesting here early on, making sure we're able to identify everybody. Now on comes Stevenson. Played wide, good stick by Cowan. Yavis Jaegers tried to play it in behind, but taken away by Loyola. On comes Gabal. Gabal will skate right towards the front of the net, in through the slot. We'll call him for the puck. Doesn't get it. And a good save from Stevenson. Jonathan Adler in net tonight for Stevenson, their number 1 goaltender. Really strong so far. I know the Stevenson coaching staff has a lot of confidence in what they have in net, and Adler really leading the way.
And right now for Stevenson, even though they do have the 1 goal that's trickled through so far, they've been the more physical team in the early going. And on top of that, they've had to play a lot more defense so far than Loyola has, and that's made life difficult on Adler in the early start.
.9:16 left here in the first. 1-0 Loyola. An early goal on a deflection from Boersma, who continues his red-hot start to his season. Now played along the far side, half boards. James Mendelson, but not able to keep it in the offensive zone. Was Loyola. O'Gradney battling behind with Ryan Cowan. Out the other side comes Steele. Missing it on the far side, half boards was Charlie Bain, but able to keep it in. Gabal now plays it Cowan. Back to Steele. He'll play it up the boards and finally able to bring it out. This is Charlie Bain. Bain battles through the neutral zone and eventually taken away by Stevenson. O'Gradney would have had a chance. He headed for a change right as he would have had an opening here along the near side blue line. Not to happen for Stevenson. On comes Loyola. Mendelson into the corner to battle. Biedron there to support for Stevenson. Now coming out to Loyola. Pass in front. Shoots and scores! Jack Gustafson in the slot. Beats Jonathan Adler. Stick side, and it's 2-0 Loyola.
That was a good job cycling the puck that time by the Ramblers. And this is a Loyola group that really looks strong, despite the fact that they've only played in 1 game thus far. You can tell there's a lot of cohesiveness, a lot of players that know what they're doing and know how to play together right here in the early stages.
So just 9 minutes into the game, a 2-0 lead for Loyola. Stevenson trying to respond, shoots, deflected in front, just wide by Schultz. Big shift here for Stevenson to turn the momentum a little bit. Loyola really having the better of play, back to the point. Here's a shot looking for a deflection. Never gets through it. Schreiber far side circle, who tosses out to Gustafson. Gustafson drops and taken away and put out into the neutral zone.
So far, Stevenson hasn't been able to get much offensive momentum thus far. They have to feel like there's 6 or 7 Ramblers out there on the ice at certain times with the way that they're flying around to the puck, and they've really stepped up defensively, making sure that they don't have to play a whole heck of a lot of defense.
There's no question they're really making space tight for this Stevenson team, not giving them anything in the middle of the ice, forcing them towards the outside of the offensive zone. On comes Waltman for Loyola, drops it in behind, played by Jete. He tries to play it off the boards, trying to keep it in. Was Loyola, but unable. Now, playing through the neutral zone, Jete, one of the top goal scorers for the Stevenson team, a third-year varsity starter, skates, looking for help, tries to get it across. Good stick by Zach Waltman. There's a good backdoor chance there for Stevenson. The stick of Waltman prevented that opportunity. And just off sides is Nolan Jones.
Right now, if you're Stevenson, I think you got to start to get a little more aggressive offensively. We haven't seen the Patriots spend much time in their offensive zone so far. So go out, maybe take a couple chances, because right now it feels like you're playing a lot of defensive hockey, and that's a good way to wear yourself down.
Played in through the neutral zone. Stevenson trying to break in, but immediately upon entering the zone, 2 Ramblers swarm the forward. They're going to have to get pucks deep. They're not able to really get pucks carried into the offensive zone. They're going to have to get a little bit dirty, get pucks deep. Here's Nolan Jones with speed, tries to cross into the chest of Haney. And one shot and done for Stevenson. Another area they're going to really have to focus is getting that sustained pressure, because what little chances they have had so far, Tyler, have been one and done.
And I like what I've seen out of Haney so far early on. I mean, he's someone who's fresh into the game, first game of the season. You always wonder those first game butterflies and jitters, how they might impact a young goalkeeper. But even though he hasn't had to face a lot of shots, you can tell he's organized back there. He's got his defense set up, and he's been nimble on his feet as well.
So icing will bring the puck back into the Loyola zone. Face-off won by Stevenson, not able to get a shot off. Off comes Lillybridge. Lillybridge will drop the puck in deep. Played by Adler. And that puck hits the top of the arena. I want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Network. CCTY Bearing, Christopher Burke Engineering, Stormy's Tavern and Grill, and Schmidt Goaltending. Welcome Schmidt Goaltending and Christopher Burke Engineering, 2 new sponsors we have here on the SHL Network. We welcome them to the family and thank them for their support of the SHL and the SHL Game of the Week. Checked in behind was Fitzpatrick. He tried to kick the puck, unable to get it. Played into the middle by O'Gradney, but no one was on the other side for the Patriots.
You can tell already with Stevenson, it looks like there's some heavy legs out there on the ice. They're playing a lot of defense, a lot of physical hockey here to start this contest. And if that continues, I can imagine we'll see a couple more goals go through for Loyola, and there might be some cheap ones too, just because of the early fatigue factor that we're seeing.
And not good sign if you're Stevenson. Oh, excuse me, penalty's going to go against Loyola. It's going to be tripping against Cabal in the neutral zone. So I'll rephrase my statement. A huge opportunity here for Stevenson in a first period where they haven't had much going and trail 2-0.
And this is a big opportunity because of the fact that you haven't spent a lot of time in your offensive zone. Now you've got a chance to cycle around, get comfortable offensively, and they're going to really need to make something happen. But here you see Loyola right away, and it looks like we've got a penalty going the other way.
And that is a terrible sequence of events for the Patriots right off the bat. You mentioned it. Loyola tried to get shorthanded and forced to take the penalty was Stevenson.
And just not a smart play that time by the Patriots. I mean, you almost would rather let that play develop a little bit, get yourself back on defense, and see what can happen from there.
Now a breakaway chance and a good stick by Ryan Cowan. It was Davis Yeagers who had a step. Looked like he had a good scoring opportunity, but a great recovery by Cow. Now far side point, played in behind deep. Harlow will pinch down from his defensive spot. He'll battle in the corner with Steele. Steele quickly able to take the puck, and on comes Gustafson. 4-on-4 hockey. We're going to have it that way for the next minute and 17 seconds. A lot of space on the ice here. Loyola will make some changes. Pressing at the point is Sharfstein, able to keep it in for Loyola. Side of the net, Stevenson not able to handle the puck. Jones tripped up just a little bit. Finally, Yeagers will try to flip the puck out, and he's able to. But coming right back is Loyola. Sharfstein with a good hard move outside around. Tries to throw it off the back of the goaltender, but unsuccessful. Stevenson will settle. Stretch pass to Jones, who will not come off the ice. And some fresh legs for Stevenson. Skating right through the heart of the Stevenson defense. Now on the outside, Lillybridge. Skating now Gustafson, and intercepted by Stevenson. Tries to feed a darting Stevenson forward. That was Lermer, who had a chance with some space, but wasn't able to handle it.
And I really thought this 4-on-4 sequence here would favor Stevenson, because a lot of what they've tried to do offensively, it's felt really congested, get a little more space on the ice, and I thought it might help the Patriots out, but it's just been a lack of execution so far in the early going by Stevenson, and they haven't been able to get any offensive momentum.
Face-off draw, stalemate, eventually taken away by Loyola, spun around Cowan. He finds Steele. Cowan able to settle. End of the 4-on-4, and very quickly a power play ends for Loyola, so we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Played up ice, just missing the stick of Nicholas Malinek. Malinek now back in his own zone. He'll settle the puck down. This is certainly a little bit more of the pace that Stevenson wanted here the last couple of minutes. But not able to capitalize. Here's a turnover. Trying to play to the middle with Schultz. Not able to get it through, but a fortunate deflection. Gets the puck to Lermer. Shot deflected aside. Now battle in behind. Steele. And Lermer. Eventually Steele coming away with it. And out comes Loyola and Max Cabal. He'll try to send the puck cross ice. That one hits the roof, and we'll come back for an offensive zone draw for Stevenson. 1:33 left here in the first period. 2-0. Loyola is our score.
These low ceilings here at Twin Rinks really have maybe halted some breaks that some of these teams have tried to get on as well. Not used to necessarily playing, and that's part of the home ice advantage that you see some of these teams have, because it feels like Loyola's been the one that's been hitting the top of the ceiling each time, trying to move the puck down into their offensive zone.
Back to the point, a shot from Harlow, wide. Trying to get follow-up is Schneider. Schneider, far side half boards. He's checked off the puck by Boersma. Boersma now. Harlow steps in front of that one. He pinches down again from his defensive spot. He's getting a little bit more aggressive, looking to make something happen for Stevenson. O'Gradney couldn't get that one. Back to the point, and can't be settled. Fitzpatrick will just have to dump. And no substantive chance there from Stevenson, but a little bit better puck movement.
And really good defense on that last sequence by Ryan Boersma. He's got one of the goals so far, but he's showing it defensively as well. He got his body on a puck, knocked down a Stevenson chance.
33 seconds left here in the first period. Sticked aside by Haney. Played on to Cowan. Cowan trying to dig it out of the corner. Chite able to finally corral it, throw it back into the offensive zone, but that's the end of their offensive opportunity. On comes Gustafson. Gustafson hands off to Schreiber with 6 seconds to go here in the period. Forced out by Stevenson. They'll try to get one more chance with 2 seconds. 1, and that will be the end of the first period. So after 1, 2-0 Loyola our score. Both goals scored in the first half of the period. It was really a period controlled by Loyola there at the start. And Stevenson really the last 5 or 6 minutes of that period started to settle in and get a little bit more of an offensive opportunity.
Not only offensive opportunity, but the defense tightened up as well. They started to, first of all, the best defense you can play is not having to play defense at all. And that's part of what you saw Stevenson get a little bit more going offensively towards the end of that first period. And that's something that I think you can draw on here as you go into the second. Hey, we've had some chances, all right? Now we got to start to execute and capitalize on them.
So we'll take a quick timeout, come back with second period action in just a moment here. You're watching SHL Hockey Live on YouTube. Back here live with second period action. I want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Network. CCTY Bearing, Christopher Burke Engineering, Stormy's Tavern and Grill, and Schmidt Goaltending. And Schmidt Goaltending does present our starting goaltenders on the night. Tyler Aki, we weren't able to do that off the top of the broadcast. I'll go ahead and reintroduce our Schmidt Goaltending starting goaltenders.
Yeah, Jonathan Adler in net for Stevenson. He's had a little bit of a rough go to begin the game, even though he does have 3 games under his belt. But he started to pick things up towards the end of that first period. And then on the other side, Braden Haney, I really liked what I've seen from him right out of the gate. First game of action this season, got a couple of tests and passed them all. You got to credit the defense as well for helping him out a little bit.
No doubt about it. Thank you to Schmidt Goaltending for that presentation. Back here, Loyola now switching ends. Down a little bit closer to our broadcast area. We get a little bit closer look here at Jonathan Adler this period. Stevenson plays on. O'Gradney tries to play it towards the middle, and Nolan Jones unable to get it through. Now, I think it was a hand pass as the signal from the referee in the corner as the two teams were doing battle. So I believe that puck will come outside of the offensive zone for Stevenson.
And right now it looks like Stevenson, as I mentioned in the first period, they've played a lot more physical, but I would say that on the other side, Loyola's played a lot smarter too. They're maximizing their movements out there on the ice right now, not doing a whole lot. You can see right now that this team is playing together, playing pretty cohesively in the early going. They're connecting on their passes a little bit sharper in that regard as well. So we'll see what happens, but I've seen a lot of things to like so far from Loyola. They don't look like a team that's only played 1 game so far.
You know, I'd said that it looked like a hand pass is the reason we came out. We, in fact, have another penalty, and it's going to go against Stevenson. Did not quite catch what it was for. Regardless, it'll be Loyola that has the offensive chance here. That puck just getting past the stick of Fritchie, and so Loyola will have to reset.
This is a good opportunity here for Loyola. As I said, they've been passing the puck pretty well so far.
Now on to Gabal. Gabal takes a hit, but able to get the puck a little bit further on. Back to the point. Looking for an opportunity is Fritchie. That one's blocked, and on comes Stevenson. They'll have a shorthanded opportunity. He's tripped right at center ice. That's going to be a penalty. And we'll have 4-on-4 hockey.
That's almost deja vu of what we saw earlier. We saw when Stevenson had a power play opportunity, then it was Loyola with a breakaway opportunity and then just a foolish penalty. And then again, we see it play out right here in this second period. And now's a chance. I mentioned too, when the last time these two teams were 4-on-4, I like what it could do for Stevenson because they've had a lot of traffic, a lot of congestion when they're trying to work offensively. Space out the ice a little bit here, and you might be able to find yourself a scoring opportunity.
Dylan Jete able to battle enough to get that puck. Now out in front, shoots off the crossbar, and we're going to say no goal. I believe that looked like the right call from our vantage point. The fans behind the net sure thought it went in. Here's another chance for Stevenson. Passed out in front, fouled up, shot, scores! Brody Stokes coming in from the high point with a wicked wrist shot. That beats Braden Haney, and it's 2-1 Loyola.
Right place, right time that time for Stokes, and you see a lot of space in the area where he was working when he set that up. That deflection came straight to him. Nobody even close to him, and it was just him versus the keeper that time, and he put it right on target.
Tyler, you called it the first time around. That 4-on-4 action seemed, in terms of what we had been watching, like it might favor Stevenson. Didn't that first opportunity, but here the second time on the 4-on-4, Stokes with a little bit of space, and he didn't miss. So that should settle Stevenson down, get him back into the game, now just trailing by a goal. We still have another minute and 1 second on the 4-on-4.
And that's a great momentum changer for this contest as well because Stevenson played well to close out those final 10 or so minutes of the first period. All of those Loyola goals came in quick succession, but the defense seems like it's got its legs under them a little bit, and now that they've gotten a chance here offensively, I'm intrigued by what Stevenson can do and try to create a comeback out of this because it looked like to start this sequence, when Loyola went on the power play, they had a chance to go for the neck there and really put this thing away if they go up 3 goals, but they have the penalty that goes the other way, and now all of the momentum shifting to the Patriots.
Talk about the swings in the game, right? You had 2-0 Loyola leading with a power play. You thought, just like you said, maybe they got a chance to put this away. A couple of plays later, or I should say a couple of seconds later, Loyola commits a penalty 4-on-4, and like we talked about, favored Stevenson in that sequence. 40 seconds left on that 4-on-4. Dylan Jete again. He'll just throw it deep. He's going to take an icing. And that ill-advised there by Jete. It'll be an offensive zone draw here for Loyola, and that's the kind of thing Stevenson the last few minutes really playing good hockey, really starting to put the pressure on Loyola, but an ill-advised icing and a free offensive zone chance, it's not what you want to give Loyola.
Right, especially when you have all the momentum on your side as well, and you had a real chance to maybe squeeze out one more goal on this 4-on-4.
Face-off draw won by Stevenson, so crisis averted at least for the moment for Stokes and company as Harlow comes darting through the neutral zone, carries the puck all the way in, gets it out in front, no one backdoor. That puck comes all the way back onto the neutral zone. Harlow skating hard. Past a couple Loyola defenders, trying to create chances. Back comes Loyola. Here's Cabal. Cabal has the puck, played in towards the near side half boards. He's checked, wins the puck back. Cabal 1-on-3, really battling Stevenson, allowing Loyola to make wholesale changes here. He's just tying the puck up. And at this point, for Loyola, it's a penalty kill. So Stevenson takes 3 guys, about 15 seconds to win the puck back. Finally able to get it intercepted by Boersma. Down to the ice goes Biedron. On trying to press the puck is Stevenson. Played out by Gustafson. Gustafson will just chip the puck in deep. And Loyola will be content to clog up the neutral zone for the remainder of this power play. Good pass, not able to be handled by Schultz. He's just going to have to drop it in deep. Stevenson's going to go for changes, so no more opportunities there on the special teams, but it's Stevenson who takes advantage, at least with one on the 4-on-4.
You got the one, and I think that was a really important piece of what they wanted to do in that penalty situation there. You got a lot of empty space, and they did something with it.
13-18 left here in the second period. 2-1 Loyola. Stevenson heading in on the forecheck, trying to disrupt and get some sustained offense. Now gambling and losing. 2-on-1 opportunity for Loyola. Schreiber waiting for it, and a great stick on the back check by Schneider. Schneider to O'Gradney. And offside was Gustafson. 12:52 left in the second period. 2-1 Loyola.
That was a good stick there by Schneider. The defensive intensity has continued to get better and better for Stevenson as this game has progressed. Really about the past 17 or so minutes, you've seen a completely different team.
So face-off draw to come into the neutral zone just outside the blue line. Won by Loyola, skating wide and gloved by Adler.
And Adler's starting to look a lot more comfortable out there. I think he trusts his defense a little bit more. Those first couple of minutes, it maybe felt like he had to do everything, and that's what happens when you're a 1-2 hockey team. But Adler looking a lot more comfortable these last 17 or so minutes in net.
It's going to be the key for Stevenson this year. They have a lot of depth, more depth than they've ever really had, at least in my time covering the SHL. Offensively, working in some new bodies defensively, along with some veterans like Harlow, Stokes, and Jones. Really the recipe is there for Stevenson this year from a depth standpoint. It's can they score enough and can they defend enough? That's really what they are focused on here early in the season.
And depth isn't just important from a talent standpoint. It's also important from a trust standpoint and who the coaches feel like they can put out there at any given moment and trust them to make a big play. And if injuries happen down the road as well, that certainly factors into how critical depth can be.
Joe Baer getting his first varsity start here up from Maroon. Trying to make something happen. Played Fitzpatrick just at the blue line. Will toss it along. Jete loses his edge as he enters the zone. Tries to help on the forecheck in the corner. He'll take the puck near side board. Fitzpatrick. And he'll whiff. Back comes Loyola. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Good job by Harlow to slow him down. Jete getting back on the back check. Able to prevent a more formidable opportunity there for Loyola.
And Jete, that's one of those moments right there that in the first period that he wasn't there. He wasn't at the right spot at the right time. And I'm not singling him out. It really is the entire Stevenson defense that was acting that way in the first period. But as they've started to get their legs under them a little bit more, it feels like positioning-wise they've been in the right spots.
It's a great call, Tyler. They've looked much more cohesive on the back end since about the 8-minute mark of the first period. Here's Fritchie trying to play it with Holton. And not able to. Puck in deep, played up off the glass and out by Myers. And that's just a touch early into the zone for Stevenson and offsides. One of the great improvements we have here on the SHL this year is the live shot tracking. We have that feature added at all rinks this year. So in real time, if you're following along with us, head over to the SHL website. You can see goal scorers and shot totals in real time at scholastichockeyleague.org. 10:51 left here in the second period, 2-1 Loyola. Loyola really stale offensively the last period of game time. Stokes can try to keep it that way. He takes a tumble as Lillybridge checks him. Now Stokes stuck underneath him. Some jostling there. Kulik with a nice play off the boards. Pass to himself. He'll take it into the zone. He'll shoot. That one wide of the net. Yagers tries to play it on in behind the net. Looking back at the point for Stokes. Can't quite get the puck to him. And Gabal gonna finish that defensive effort, get Loyola going the other way. On comes Charlie Bain. Bain had a man back door. Lillybridge was waiting for it, but a good stick from Stevenson. Stops that. 2-on-2 comes Stevenson. Step Kulik will head for a change. Blockered away by Haney. That pass missing the stick of Gabal. Gustafson able to get it for a moment, but loses it. Now Myers, D to D, looking up ice. Tries to go cross ice, deflected by a Rambler. Eventually able to get all the way back to Haney, but he'll fall on it. It'll be an offensive zone draw for Stevenson.
And I was intrigued by what would happen with Braden Haney after he let that first goal go through. Again, not one that he really had much of a chance of stopping, but when you got a young goalkeeper, first game of the season, you always wonder what it's going to be like after that first goal makes its way through. And he's done a pretty good job of rebounding from that and kind of realizing there was nothing he could have done to stop that aside from a miracle save.
9:20 left here in the second period. Thank you for joining us here in mid-October. It's hockey season again, and the SHL Network is back. Thank you for joining us. A shot just wide of the net. I don't think Haney saw that till it was past him. Now played out for the Ramblers. Schreiber get it as he enters the zone, tries to get it to Gustafson, drops it to Boersma. He shoots that sticked away. Boersma, I think, had the puck on a side. Couldn't quite get everything he wanted on, and that puck just leaking outside of the offensive zone for Loyola, and you could see the frustration on Steele's face. He knows, or at least he would prefer to have kept that puck in the offensive zone.
And it looked like there was just enough of the stick of Mac Fitzpatrick on that last shot attempt by Loyola. Otherwise, that one could have targeted itself into the net, but good job by Fitzpatrick and the Stevenson defense. Again, seems like they're in the right place at the right time now.
Gustafson with a chance and an aggressive play, and kind of snuck in on us. Or I should say snuck in on Adler, but a good stick by him to knock it away. On comes Jete for Stevenson. Jete skates, tries to make a move around a defender. He's ridden down into the ice. He's looking for a penalty, doesn't get one. Far side boards Gustafson. Tries to knock the puck away. Here's Jete. Shoots, deflected. Still loose in front. They score! Stevenson ties it. I believe it was, couldn't quite tell who it was back door. Regardless, it's 2-2.
And that's the exact momentum shift that you need. Spencer Harmon, the one that comes away with it, and just on that weak side, saw a loose puck and was at the right place, the right spot, at the right time, and now we've got ourselves a hockey game. It looked like Loyola was going to run away with this, but credit Stevenson, they stuck with it, and defensively have been super resilient, and that's brought them back into this match.
Stevenson. Oh, another shot, and a little bit uneasy in net now, Haney. You can tell the atmosphere in the rink, every shot that's going towards the Loyola net right now, a little bit uncertain with 8:18 left here in the second.
And this is where, if you're Loyola, you got to get back to what you were doing in the first period. You had a lot of offensive momentum. Don't let Stevenson steal that from you.
Now loose high slot, not able to make any more of it. Here's Sharfstein. He tried to make a play on that. He's taken down now. Waltman, far side half boards. And played out. On comes Biedron. Biedron shoots. Good blocker save by Haney. And into the netting, so that'll be an offensive zone draw coming for Stevenson.
And that's the save that Haney needed to make. Responding out of that goal, it was one-on-one with a defender and Haney left back. And for him to go out there and make a big save like that, I think that's going to be big for his confidence here for the rest of the second period.
Offensive zone draw, it'll be Davis Yeagers. Opposite Nicholas Malinek. Malinek wins it. It was Steele trying to play the puck out. It was deflected up into the netting. Let's see who was deflected on. The linesman says it was a white jersey. And so it'll be another offensive zone draw for Stevenson. Stevenson in white. Maroon letters and trim, yellow, or I should say gold helmets in the spirit of Loyola gold. Stevenson, of course, in the green with the gold trim. Green helmets, black skates. Here comes Holton. Holton skates wide around one defender. Tries to get it into the middle. He had Malinek waiting for it. Couldn't quite get it all the way through. Back the other way comes Stevenson. Second time Holton's gone wide around the net and tried to get the puck to the low slot. Both times a Stevenson stick has disrupted. Here's Topple, a shot. Oh, deflected, never saw it, was Adler. Just fortunate he had good positioning to get his body in front of it to keep it 2-2.
Adler hasn't been challenged a lot, really, since the first period because the Stevenson offense has picked up their rhythm on the other end of the ice, but good to see him make a couple of saves here, really protect that left side post because that's the place that Stevenson has really been targeting, or rather Loyola has really been targeting.
The ball, the face-off draw win, drops it back to Fritchie, who puts it deep. The ball on the forecheck, trying to make something of it. Harlow, a crafty play there, using his body to shield Bain from putting more pressure on the puck. On comes Schneider. Fritchie, cross ice. Good ball. Again, he turns that over momentarily. Stevenson able to keep the puck in. There's a loose stick. Somebody lost their $300 piece of lumber, but Gabal able to get it back. Now Gabal fires it in, easily gloved by Adler with 6:27 left in the second.
That first period really flew, but this second period is starting to come to a little bit of a standstill. I think it's letting these players get a little bit of their wind back under them, and I think that really benefits Stevenson. They were the ones that you could tell early on were really starting to get a little heavy-legged, but it seems like they've gotten a second wind into them right now, and it's paying off right now as you've seen them pick up 2 goals here in the second.
Nolan Jones plays out wide. Gustafson able to take it right back. He tries to make a move towards the middle of the ice. Checked off the puck there. Puck loose in the neutral zone. On comes Stevenson. Oh, that puck still loose. It was Haney who had to sprawl out to prevent Spencer Harmon from having a goal side chance.
Haney's had his work cut out for him in this second period. Seeing a lot more action on his end of the ice. Does have those 2 goals that have gotten past him. But overall, playing a pretty solid game. I would say there's more defensive lapses that have led to the 2 Loyola goals, or rather Stevenson goals.
Back to the point, fought off, back door. Harmon had a chance. If it weren't for the active stick of Nathan Kadlec, might have been a 3-2 Stevenson lead.
And that's the exact type of play that has resulted in Patriot goals in the early going. And it's good to see that Loyola has picked things back up defensively to the point where they've started to close off some of those holes in their defense that were pertinent just a couple of minutes ago.
Spot on. A couple of those backdoor plays really benefited Stevenson. Loyola catching on. And we're going to have a hand pass, I believe. Or is it going to be another penalty? I think it might have been both. Got an arm up, and it is Gustafson who's headed to the penalty box. So Stevenson with a golden opportunity here to take the lead. Not our sharpest broadcast point here on the red rink at Twin Rink, so apologize. Couldn't quite tell where that penalty came from.
And these next 2 minutes are really going to dictate the type of locker room speech that you're going to see in between the second and the third period.
That's shot there, missing the net. Waiting for it back at the point was Myers. It never got there. Instead, side of the net, O'Gradney. Finally back to Myers at the point. He looks cross D to D. Here's a shot from Biedron. Shot, save, big stick, back door to prevent a second opportunity with Steele. That puck was waiting for a green stick on the other end, but Steele just in time, able to thwart that opportunity. Here's Myers again. He'll shoot, looking for a deflection. Fought off by Haney. Now Biedron plays on. A sprawling Loyola defenseman. That was Cowan. Back to the point, Biedron. He'll shoot, gets a deflection. but deflects over the net. Sustained chance here from Stevenson, multiple opportunities. It's probably the best sustained offense we've seen all night from them, power play or otherwise. Myers waiting for it. He'll go cross ice, Biedron. Biedron will shoot. Good stick deflected away by Gabal. Myers waiting again near side point. Tries to keep it in. He does. And finally, it'll be Haney who takes a face-off. Best offensive sequence by far there from Stevenson.
Patriots look way more organized than they did in the early portions of this game offensively. And a lot of instances where we've seen similar situations, Loyola's been able to clear the puck to the other end. They haven't been able to do that and get a little bit of rest for their guys and set some things up so far. So good job by Stevenson. I think you just got to continue to work at it right here, and you'll position yourself pretty nicely for a goal.
There's Jones looking for a little give and go. He'll retreat back to his blue line. Near side circle, shot. Haney a little quick leaving that near side post. Very nearly squeaked in the near side. Back to the point. And unable to handle it was Jones. Jones gives it Jete. Jete on. Jete gets it back. Far side circle. He skates around looking for an angle. Instead, he'll go back to Jones. Jones drops it to Jete. Now, top of the circle, Harlow back, tries to get it backdoor. Again, a shot from Jete. And Haney able to keep that in front of him. And played out by Stevenson, and that will be the end of the power play with 3:26 left here in the second period. A 2-2 game.
I think even though Stevenson didn't score there, I think they got to be really happy with how they were doing things offensively there, circling the puck, creating some chances. They didn't find the back of the net, but I think that was an overall positive sequence there for the Patriots.
I mean, I don't think Jonathan Adler's seen a shot on net in the better part of 5 minutes. He might see one right here. Here's Malinek. And that goal goes in. Adler can't believe it. Frankly, neither can I. Not sure. That puck looked like it was headed well wide. It must have deflected off something. Look at a replay look here. That puck was headed well wide.
It looked like it just caught the perfect spots on that left pipe and angled itself in. Maybe caught the back of Adler as well off the ricochet.
I think that might have been exactly what it is. We'll try to get another look at it in just a minute, but a weird play is from our angle. I was ready to say that puck well wide, but I don't know, maybe it hit off of Adler's pad in an awkward angle. It's kind of hard to tell.
You could hear it hit off the pipe, and I'd imagine it probably just caught maybe a piece of his elbow or stick and angled itself into the goal. Either way, Adler got to be frustrated with that one, especially after the way his offense played for the last 5 or so minutes.
So Malinek notches his first SHL goal of the season. And Loyola, a huge response after really the last 15 to 20 minutes of this game has really been controlled by Stevenson. What a response from the Ramblers. And they retake the lead 3-2. .2:17 left in the period. Stevenson, all that hard work to get back, trying to recapture it, but Loyola on with the puck. Good pass off the boards, Gustafson. Here's a pass to the middle. Gustafson can't get a shot off. What a pass. Boersma tries to play it off for the goaltender. Not able to. Great look from Boersma. Gustafson just not able to get a shot off. Here's a shot, whistles wide of the net and all the way out of the zone. Steele will have to play it in the neutral zone and reset with Cowan. Takes a weird bounce off the boards, the benefit of Loyola, but Davis Yeagers able to corral the puck. He'll play it over a defenseman. Gets the puck right back. Yeagers in front, puck loose. No one from Stevenson able to corral it. Back the other way comes Loyola. On comes Gustafson. Gustafson, the end of a long shift here, trying to make something happen. He's got 5 green jerseys surrounding him, but he does let the rest of his teammates get a change, and he'll head to the bench. Hard work there from Gustafson. Latanzio trying to find the puck. Sprawling out on the ice went Brandon Schultz. Now Yeagers, and with 1:03 left here in the second period, that'll be an offsides.
So it looked like Stevenson was going to be the ones feeling really good about themselves heading into the locker rooms after this second period, but now that tone has suddenly shifted, And the things that we've seen from Loyola here have really, really changed the dynamic of the last 5 or so minutes. And if you're Stevenson, you just got to hope you bottled up some of that positive momentum, especially that you had offensively, and let that translate into the third period.
"50 seconds ago, Willie Mendelson playing on to Fitzpatrick. Stop there. Far side, half boards by Bain. He's got the puck taken away. On comes Stevenson, trying to create an odd man rush. Lillybridge does a nice job to support. Checked off the puck. Played out front. Stevenson was in a change. He was looking for the far side point for a defenseman, but that defenseman had gone off for a change. 25 seconds left here in the second. Played in the neutral zone. Here comes Schneider. Schneider tries to go around to Loyola defenseman, unable to. That shot wide of the net. Corralled in the corner with 13 to go. Now Schneider again tries to throw the puck out in front into the slot. Deflected away. Here's Biedron. He tries a backhanded shot. Not able to get it through. And that puck just squeaks out of the zone with 2 seconds to go here in the period. And that will do it. After 2 periods of play, Loyola leading 3-2. And really the last 15 to 20 minutes, other than that goal, it's controlled by Stevenson. But after all that hard work, they still find themselves down a goal heading into the third period.
But overall, a positive period, all right? You cut the deficit in half from period 1 to period 2, and now you're going into the third, seeing a little bit of offensive momentum and feeling like you got a chance.
So we'll take a timeout here to let the ice clean. Our first game here on the SHL Network of the 2021-2022 season. We thank you for tuning in. We'll take a quick timeout, catch our breath, come back with third period action in just a couple of minutes right here on your home for SHL Hockey, YouTube Live. Back live from Twin Rinks Ice Arena for our first SHL Game of the Week of the 2021-2022 season. Thank you for joining us tonight alongside Tyler Aki. I am Max Anderson. 3-2 Loyola leads after 2 periods. Stevenson going to look for the comeback win. And if they're going to do it, they're going to need third period magic. And for more on that, we're going to send it ringside with Tyler Aki standing by with Tom Wood.
All right, here with Coach Wood now. And Coach, you guys came out a little slow, but you really rebounded in that second period. The score not in your favor right now, but I think you'll take 3-2 with the way that second period went.
Yeah, I thought, we came out, like you said, slow. I wasn't really happy. We weren't really attacking the net. We made a big focus in the second period, getting in front of the goalie, and, we got a couple rebound goals. So, big difference in our forecheck, too. Just moving our feet in general was a big thing. So that's what we talked about in the locker room. And, they got a nice bounce on that last goal. But I thought we had a really good second period, and hopefully we can carry it into third.
Yeah, Jonathan Adler looks like a completely different goalkeeper in, the final 15 or so minutes. What did you see out of him?
Well, for me, he's been steady all year, and he makes a lot of big saves, and, that was just a weird bounce on the last one. Hit off a guy's skate, I think, in front, he said. So, for me, he's one of the best in the state, and, he keeps playing this way. We're going to be competitive with every game, so.
All right, best of luck, Coach.
Thanks.
Talked about it, really started to move their feet. Tyler noted that a couple of times. The movement, especially in the defensive zone, was much, much sharper for Stevenson in that second period, and it really pans out to what Coach Tom Wood just said there. So a little bit of game recap here. It was 2 first period goals from Loyola. The first goal coming from Ryan Boersma, his 4th on the season, already 4 goals, just the second game of the SHL season. Second goal coming from Jack Gustafson, and that third one coming from Malinek. Shots on goal recap here through 2 periods, favoring Stevenson. 18 shots on goal to Loyola's 11. And we're back underway here, third period, right off the action. Shot out in front, puck loose. Adler well out of his net. Loyola had a wide open net for about 2 to 3 seconds, not able to get a shot on goal. But Tyler, he mentioned, Coach Tom Wood mentioned, and you were talking about it there in the second period, how much more movement in the defensive zone, active stick, active feet that Stevenson really had there in the second period.
Yeah, they just look like a much more cohesive defensive unit to close out the final 10 or so minutes of the first period, and then pretty much the entirety of the second period, and then just the weird bounce like he alluded to, the only goal that you've given up.
Now it'll be Adler who just drop his glove on the puck and take a face-off draw. 16-14 left here in the third period, just underway third period. 3-2 Loyola leads. The 2 Patriot goals so far tonight. Brody Stokes got them on the board, and then it was Dylan Jete who followed it up. Assists on the night. So far, Dylan Jete with 1, Will Harlow with another. Now here on comes Harmon, but he's not able to reach it for Stevenson. Back the other way comes Loyola with speed, skating wide, shot, and that one wide of the net. Careening all the way to the near side point, and out comes Stevenson. Harmon working along the boards, tries to drive Bobby Sharfstein off the puck. Instead, back comes Stevenson. Schultz gets it on to Jete. Jete off the post! Just a flick of the wrist from Jete. He very nearly tied the game. Now puck bouncing around Loyola. Not sure. Here's a shot in front, deflected by Schultz. Never got to net. Biedron with a big hit, but kept in by Myers. Another shot, puck loose. Big rebound. Trying to get it back to his goaltender was Fritchie. Haney wasn't really expecting him to do that. Very nearly an own goal.
That came very close. We were talking about mere inches there that time, but this
Tyler,
is a completely different Stevenson offense right now.
I understand the play there. I mean, we see it relatively frequently where the defenseman tries to settle it for his goaltender just to take a draw, but he nearly put it in his own net. Haney was not expecting him to do it there.
And it was really twice that happened as well. I mean, the first time it had it stolen away, and then the second time, Loyola feeling a little lucky right now that there aren't 3s on the scoreboard.
A little sloppy in their own defensive zone, Loyola here to start the third period. Cabal, far side boards, forced out And back to retrieve it is Stevenson. Lilliebridge intercepts that in the neutral zone. Bodies flying around. Finally away with it comes Stevenson. Skating hard is Schultz. Schultz looks, shoots, big save, and kicked in. No, what a save, Haney. Now a wraparound chance. And forced out. No question, the save of the game so far. Brought to you by Schmidt Goaltending. I think we could say we have our save of the game just there. Haney, a wide open net, kicked that left leg out and kept it a 3-2 game.
What a play that time by Haney. I mean, 2 big-time chances there, not just the initial shot, but then the rebound to get his leg blocker on that one. Fantastic work in net by Haney. For someone who had a couple of really tough plays in that second period, he's rebounded nicely.
I can see Jimmy the Wiz already queuing up that replay for the next dead puck we have. That was some save getting post to post there by Haney. It was, I believe it was a Stevenson defenseman who was not able to get post to post and put that home. Now this puck in on the Stevenson end, but it'll be an offsides. 13:48 left here in the third period. 3-2 Loyola leads, back and forth. And what a game we've had so far for our first SHL game of the week. Live here from Twin Rings alongside Tyler Rocky. I am Max Anderson. Full slate of SHL games going between now and February. And you better believe once we get into those SHL playoffs, we'll be here again. Now puck dropped in deep, back to take it is Latanzio. Latanzio up the far side boards. Holton tries to throw it out, not able to, kept in at the point and thrown across ice. It'll be Cole who tries to battle there. He takes a big check, stays on his feet, keeps it going, but Latanzio eventually able to kick the puck away. Here's now Fritchie will settle it down. Rink wide pass. That one going all the way down into the corner. Pressured quickly, but Stevenson will carry it out with 13 minutes left to go here in the second period. And a big check there as Harlow takes a hit from Holton. Holton, one of those maroon call-ups, getting an opportunity here tonight. He's had quite a few nice plays with the puck. Good check there, trying to make the most of his opportunity up on gold. That cross-ice pass kicked away. Mendelson not able to handle it. Steele almost falling to the ice. Mendelson a good stick to keep it in. 3-on-2, passing. O'Grady deflect, he scores! And as much as I'd like to give credit to a deflection in front, I think Haney just missed that.
I'm with you. That's exactly what I saw as well, Max. Just one that popped up on him out of the stick. He didn't have that soft take on it, and instead it pops in almost through that little gap in his arm and elbow. It was a very, very tight window that it squeezed through, but it was just enough, and Haney probably kicking himself about that one. He's had to stop some really tough shots, but that was one of the easy ones.
That took a weird hop right out in front of him. Looked like it was going to stay on the ice. Took a pretty significant jump and just jumped right over his pad and into the net. And like that, Stevenson's tied the game.
And the Patriots probably feel like that isn't a cheap goal, and here's why. They had a very good opportunity, not one but two, just moments ago. So they feel like this is all the product of working towards that. They feel like there should be 3 goals on the board right now, and that's exactly where it
There's
sits.
no doubt about it. They have worked hard this period, gotten a lot of chances, and as Eddie Olczyk always likes to say, when you get the puck to the front of the net, good things happen, and that is the case there for Stevenson. We have a whistle. I believe we're going to have a penalty going against Loyola.
You know what's been so crazy so far, Max? Look at all the penalties that we've seen so far. They're all occurring in the neutral zone. And that's something that you don't see a whole heck of a lot. And it's because these teams are getting out in transition. They're playing physical in that neutral zone as well. Not a lot of offensive zone penalties for either team. And part of that is because the offense and defense have played pretty clean so far, cycling the puck and just making the most of their opportunities.
And excuse me, there was not a penalty on that play. Thought I saw the penalty door opening and a signal from the referee, but it was not a penalty. So we're still 5-on-5 with 11:48 left here in the third period.
Loyola doing a really good job at moving this puck. They want to work fast right now. Stevenson exerted a lot of energy early on in this game, and Loyola has a chance to really take advantage of some of that.
Battling in the corner. Probably the longest sustained Loyola offensive possession we've seen here in the better part of a period. Not able to get anything towards net yet. Still battling in behind the net. Adler post to post. Trying to make sure nothing cheap gets by him. Down near side half boards. Again, cycled in behind. Finally, Harlow able to corral the puck, trying to force it out. Still kept in by Loyola. Now a battle. Loyola will take that opportunity to get the ball on the ice. Some fresh legs. Jobert was the one replacing. Now a chance out in front. Adler down. Puck never got through.
I think Lillybridge probably should have just tried to take that one himself. Tried to make the unselfish play there, but he looked like he had a pretty good angle on net.
And that puck goes to the length of the ice for an icing. I want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Network. CCTY Bearing, Christopher Burke Engineering, Stormy's Tavern and Grill, and Schmidt Goaltending. Thank our great sponsors for their support of the SHL and the SHL Game of the Week. 10:21 left here in the third period. 3-3 our game. And after a dominating first 2/3 of a period for Loyola, it's really been Stevenson, Tyler, I'd have to say, since that point that's really controlled the game.
No doubt about it. And just the way that they've moved the puck offensively, gotten into some offensive sets, they look like a completely different hockey team from what we saw from the first 7 or so minutes.
Here's a chance for Stevenson, and I believe offside the call. It looked like a clean play to me. Tyler, look on your face, I kind of echo. I'm not really sure I saw the offside there.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Everything about that looked like it was normal, clean, and it looked like Lermer was the one that was at least a pace or two ahead of the pack before he got over the blue line.
Stripes are the official word, despite our consternation. Here's Cowan, who'll flip the puck out. Now rink wide. Now he's offsides, and we don't get a call.
I was just thinking the same thing. It looked like there were 2 or 3 Patriots on the other end.
Now here's a chance for Stevenson. They'll try to take advantage. Back Mendelson. He'll try to get across ice with some space. Outside circle. Tries to get it into the middle. Now deflected back. Harlow deflected. And a good pad save from Haney. Lillybridge now able to settle the puck. Tyler, I think we were both in agreement that the obvious offsides didn't get called, and the one before didn't look like offsides.
They're not just offsides. I mean, there were 2 or
Multiple
3 players.
So Stevenson very nearly got a huge break there. And a big hit in the corner, much to the delight of the Loyola faithful at that end of the ice. And we've got a whistle. We're a little blind from that corner. Not sure if you had a better look at what happened down there, Tyler.
I did not see. It's a little tough to see into that right corner from our vantage point.
But play will come back out into the neutral zone. Fritchie will retreat all the way in behind his own net. Now with speed through the neutral zone, throws it away. Jete steps in front. Here's Jete. He'll shoot wide of the glove of Haney. Pops out Schreiber, stepping in front Harlow. Cole tries to play it on. Eventually Schreiber takes it out for Loyola. Now puck comes out in front, shot, and a big save from Adler. That's the first kind of difficult save Adler's had in quite some time, and he's up to the task.
And I think that's important. That's an important sequence for Adler right there. He saw the puck move around. Loyola got a pretty good look at it that time on Cage, and he was there to make the save, which at this point in the game, it's starting to get late. And Adler had the one slip through right before the end of that second period. Could that shift the mentality momentum? And good to see that it didn't shake him up too much.
Offensive zone draw, Loyola, stalemate, trying to battle for possession. Jete in the corner. He's going to try to dig it out. And eventually does. A lot of space far side. Stevenson comes into the offensive zone. Skates around, has a man calling for the puck, gets it. And Jete just not able to handle it. Back near side half boards right in front of us is Jaegers. Jete stops, gets a huge hit from Boersma. And now Myers stops, turns. Good play by Myers. Jete pinned against the boards. He'll try to scoop it out. Now 4 players come together. Jaegers steered off the puck. It'll come to Gustafson near side half boards. He'll play it up the boards and out. Myers on the back end. Now Jones plays it on to Harmon. Skating near side half boards is Lermer. Puck rides the rail and out. Schreiber able to knock that down enough. He'll lead a rush for Loyola. He's got speed and space. He'll skate wide. He'll shoot. Pad save Adler. And the puck, did it come out of the zone? I believe that it did, but eventually able to play on and played by high stick. I'll be honest, I'm usually really good at reading referee signals. This referee tonight has made it extremely difficult.
It's those low angles that he's putting them up with. It's tough to tell as well. I'm having a little bit of difficulty myself.
Hey, I'm as big a fan as the Stripes having fun with it, but you got to help us out and give us clear signals, because it's been a bit of a challenge here so far tonight. Check behind the boards. Finally, Loyola's Malinek able to take it away. Malinek with speed and space. He loses an edge as he comes through the neutral zone. And went sliding about 40 feet. Back at the point, Kadlik. He drops it in deep. Here's Sharfstein, not able to play on. Biedrin, not able to get the puck there. Here's Sharfstein. He's turned. Plays it all the way in behind Adler. Now into the corner, check there. Away with it comes Stevenson and Raphael Biedrin. Biedrin rink wide. Schneider has the puck taken away. Now O'Gradney, a good pass back to Gradney, and a big save by Haney. Good little give and go action there from Stevenson. Another good opportunity.
And this is Stevenson. This is a completely different hockey team from what we saw in the first 10 minutes of this contest. And offensively, they've got some flow, they've got some rhythm, they've got some cohesion. And that was a really good opportunity there late in this contest. I mean, if you're Stevenson, you might feel like you're kind of stealing one if you come away with a victory here against Loyola with the way that you started out. And not only you started out poorly, but it reflected that on the scoreboard as well. And now you've got a chance to get a couple of unanswered goals here and get yourself right back in this thing and pick up some valuable points.
It was Ethan O'Gradney who got the third goal for Stevenson down here in front of us to make it 3-3. 5:46 left here in the third period. 3-3 our score. Ritchie tosses the puck in deep. He'll give his forecheckers an opportunity. Stevenson going to try to make quick work of it. Kept in nicely by Latanzio. And that'll be offside. Jete into the zone just a touch early. And face off coming outside the Loyola zone.
They got that one right.
It's been a bit of a coin flip at time on some of those offsides, and hey, I get it. We're here in the cheap seats. They're out on the ice, but I feel like there's been a couple of obvious ones that haven't quite been called the correct way. Face off, Jete and Boersma. Boersma was so active in that first period, had that first goal, had a couple other chances, some great defensive plays. A little bit quiet since then. He's really heart and soul of this Loyola team, especially on the offensive end, but really a two-way player, get on both sides of the ice for Loyola. Schreiber, far side half boards. A lot of space, Gustafson. As he enters the zone, he looks, and a good check play, and that was a hand pass, and they missed that call. I mean, we are blocked by about 18 different things, and I could see the hand pass there from Stevenson, no call. Now skating in on net was Lermer. Yeager's in the corner, tries to get out. Harlow with a shot, big save, Haney. To keep it 3-3. Harlow had a perfect opportunity at the top of the near side circle. Haney didn't go down too early. Here's another chance, Harlow. He'll skate wide. He'll stop, turn, near side half boards, drop to Biedron. Biedron plays it on to Lermer. Lermer looking, tries to wrap. Chance out front. Schultz, he scores! Brandon Schultz in the slot, buries it home, makes it 4-3. Stevenson with 4:22 remaining.
What a turnaround for this Patriots team. This is what happens when you get the ball, or rather the puck, in deep. And we're seeing Stevenson do it a lot in this third period. They've had a couple of odd man rushes, and now you're seeing this time just a little wraparound. And Schultz, right place, sees a loose puck, puts a stick on it, and that was too easy. One of the easiest goals he'll score over his career.
And that's one in film that the Loyola coaching staff is going to go nuts. Leaving a player like Schultz wide open in the middle of the slot. No one had Schultz, who was waiting for the puck, had all the space and time in the world. And man, you don't have to be the most talented player in the world to bury that goal. Schultz, not to sell him short, he still had to finish it, but a wide open opportunity about eight feet from the goal.
And if you're Loyola now, you might be scrambling a little bit because you're probably feeling like we haven't really earned a goal since the early stages of the first period. They got the one cheap one right before off the deflection on the one that went off the post and off the back of the goalkeeper Adler. But this is a Loyola team that offensively has not done a lot to impress lately.
Puck into the Loyola zone. Around comes Fritchie. Fritchie skates wide. He's checked off the puck, and there's an energy right now on the Stevenson bench. They are all up off the bench, all into this game, every single play. With 3:33 left here in the period, and was that icing? I mean, he was it looked to me he was in front of the red line there. Tyler, I'm not sure what you saw. But to the advantage of Loyola.
Well, if you're Loyola right now, you need a really good sequence here out of a favorable call.
The ball, not able to win that draw. Cowan waiting back for it in the neutral zone. He'll corral it. And Lillybridge has to drop the puck deep. Adler will fall on it. 3:16 left here in the third period. 4-3 Stevenson. And looks like they're going to pull Haney here with 3:16 left here in the third period. An aggressive move from Scott Serralo and DJ LeVar. They'll go with 6 skaters. It's about as early as you'll see a goaltender get pulled with only a 1-goal lead. They're being hyper aggressive here with the offensive zone draw.
And I don't mind it. I don't mind it one bit. With the way that your offense has played for the greater portion of about 30 minutes, it's almost do or die time. And you haven't had a lot, so let's see if you can mix it up and create a little chaos.
Here's Schreiber. He skates all the way around. Now drops it Cowan. Cowan looks. Lane closes quickly. Now into the slot. Shoots! And scores! Or not, excuse me, the way they reacted, I thought it was a goal. Saw the entire Loyola section celebrate, and frankly can't really see that goal very well, and took their cue. So I apologize. It is still 4-3 Stevenson.
We'll channel that same enthusiasm into what we just saw from Adler. That was a really tough shot that he just stopped. A lot of traffic in front of that net. So when you look at what Adler's done, he was just in the right place, right time, made a really, really strong play there to keep this one a 1-goal lead still.
Near side circle draw, offensive zone for Loyola. Not able to win it. Now a battle in the corner. And played out Stevenson, 2:50 remaining. Long shot, scores! Stevenson gets the empty netter with 2:45 to go and takes a 5-3 lead. So the hyper-aggressive move from Loyola doesn't pay off. And Stevenson looking for a huge win here early in the SHL season. And with 2:46 to go in the third, they're well on their way.
That was a great job defensively for Stevenson. Just you want to have some of those loose puck opportunities in the defensive zone, and then you just got to get a little bit of forward momentum, and you set yourself up nicely, and are very close to putting this thing away.
Now they'll just try to melt as much time down here in the Loyola end. On comes Waltman. Waltman will carry the puck in. That'll be offsides. As Bobby Sharfstein just a touch ahead of the play. And that draw will come outside of the Stevenson zone.
You got to give Stevenson a lot of credit. They could have folded after the first 7 minutes of play in this one. Going down early 2-0. Felt like Loyola really had this one in the bag, but they fought. They trusted what they were doing offensively, made a few tweaks here and there, and did a really good job in this comeback. And to put up 5 of the last 6 goals in this contest, really, really strong showing, and you got to love what you're seeing offensively.
Down right in front of us, so Gradney, Mendelson plays it on, eventually taken away by Nicholas Malinek. Now Walton. He tries to impose his will a little bit. Minute 50 left here in the third period. 5-3. Now tied up in the corner. Stevenson content just to let clock waste away. Far side corner eventually coming out with it is Sharfstein. Sharfstein skates wide. Tries to pull the puck between the legs of Fitzpatrick, but not able to get it through. Now battle in the corner. Still battling. About 5 or 6 jerseys all stuck in the corner. Eventually we get a whistle and we'll get a face-off draw, and the Stevenson bench loves it. So 1:05 to go. That face-off draw going to come all the way back down into the Loyola end. In fact, we have a penalty. Again, a little bit shielded from that corner, but it's Waltman who gets called for the penalty. So making any last-second chance here problematic if you're Loyola. Pass into the slot. That shot by Schneider steered just wide. Schneider now under a minute to go. He'll shoot, deflected. And the puck again loose. And Jaegers gets sandwiched. Harlow again tosses the puck in deep. Jaegers again. Jaeger shoots, deflected up into the netting with 37 seconds left. A game that Loyola came out red hot. First 8 minutes of this game in the first period, Loyola really controlled tempo. They took a 2-0 lead. They looked like the Loyola Gold we've been hearing so much about. Possibly the best team in the state, according to many. And it was Stevenson who settled into the rest of the first period. Got into the second period down 2-0, tied it 2-2. Here's another chance for Loyola. Here's Lermer. He shoots. He scores! Andrew Lermer makes it 6-3. Stevenson with the power play goal. And for Lermer, it's his third SHL goal in his 5th game. A convincing Stevenson win. We were talking about the turnaround in the second period that really led to Stevenson getting back in this game. They tied it 2-2. A weird goal gave Loyola a late second period lead. Awkward angle, weird deflection. Couldn't quite tell how it got by Adler, but it did. Then in the third period, early on, Stevenson tied it. And now 4 third period goals, including an empty netter for Stevenson, has them at 6-3. 10 seconds remaining in the game. Stevenson's going to move to 3-2 in the SHL. Loyola will drop to 1-1. And that is the end of the game. Stevenson wins 6-3 in a resounding comeback win for the Patriots. As the Stevenson team mobs each other right in front of their student section. And for Stevenson's, had some wins, had some losses. Beat Vider, lost to Vider, beat GBN, lost to GBN. With a big win here against Loyola, and the way their schedule for both these teams, really a grind moving forward. A huge early season win for Stevenson. Got Tyler Aki down on the bench. He's going to try to corral Tom Wood, an excited Tom Wood with his team, for some post-game words. As soon as they get set up, we will take you live for some post-game thoughts from down on the ice. So it looks like Tyler's ready down on the ice. He's standing by with Brandon Schultz, who had the game-winning goal for Stevenson. We'll send it down live to Tyler.
All right, here with Brandon Schultz. What a performance from you guys, especially in that third period there. You had the go-ahead goal, the one that really turned the momentum of this game. What does it say about the resiliency of this team?
I think we, the energy on the bench and never doubting ourselves and always fighting back just helps us every minute, every shift. I couldn't have done it without all my teammates.
You guys let that one goal go through right towards the end of that second period. Kind of felt like maybe a cheap goal, but then you respond with a 4-goal output in the third period. Just what can you say about the performance of this team and what you guys found in that third period?
Going into the intermission, we knew it wasn't the prettiest goal by them, but we knew we were with them this whole game. It was a 2-2 right before that, and we knew if we just kept doing what we were doing, we would come out on top.
All right, congrats, Brandon. Congrats on the goal. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
And we'll keep it right here as looks like Tyler's got a couple of moments here from Tom Wood. We'll send it right back, Tom Wood. Excuse me. Looks like Tom's going to have to run, but we appreciate Andrew Schultz and his words after the game here live from Twin Rings Ice Arena. Big thank you to our crew here, Matt Budin, Jimmy the Wiz Olson, bringing you the camera and all the great technicals. Again, our final, Loyola falls, their first SHL loss of the season. Stevenson, a big win here early on, 6-3 our final. For Tyler Aki, I am Max Anderson. Thank you for joining us here on our premier game of the SHL season. Once again, your final, Stevenson 6, Loyola 3, and we'll talk to you again next week.